Hey, Slimp here. Welcome back to episode 13 of All the Mons. Lucky number 13. Today, we are going to be continuing our automation efforts. I want to start off by getting into wireless applied energistics. To do that, we're going to need the intro seed, and it looks like I'm going to need some ender dust and skystone dust, so I'll probably need a sag mill as well. I've been using my crushing wheels up until now to do all of this, but I don't want to have to keep running back and forth between the bases, so let's just go with, there we go. So where do I want to put this? Continuing with the jank, I'll probably just toss it in the floor for now. Let's grab some ender pearls. And what did I say? Skystone we need as well. Pretty sure I grabbed a bunch of that. I'm just using one of the capacitors we found in the loot dungeons, and that's pretty quick. I'm going to smelt all these up. We should now be able to make quite a few of these intro seeds. Oh, I didn't put that in there. 28 of them, that should do us. And to use these, we can just right click on the Fluix blocks that we have. Pretty sure that's how these work. Yep. Now, I don't know how quickly these are going to grow, but we do need a lot of the intro crystals that these grow. We look at an intro seed. An intro seed is going to require us to have 9 intro blocks. Oh, but that is a 2x2, so that's not nearly as bad. I do have the crystal growth accelerators over here. I could borrow a couple of these or just make a couple of more. Let's do that, see how quickly we can get the blocks we need. It took me a second to set up this jank crystal growth accelerator setup, and they still really haven't grown that much. I'm guessing the answer is that they're really slow. I'm going to cardboard box one of these up because I don't know if I can actually break them, and see if I can just sit here and farm them manually. Hopefully that makes it... Oh yeah, that's much faster. I probably could automate this, but I don't think... Let's see, 4 to make a block, and then I need 36 blocks. Okay, that is a lot. Maybe it's worth automating. I don't know. I'll see how many I get just sitting here for a minute. I have very quickly decided that I cannot be bothered to do so. So let's just toss a pickaxe in here. Please work. Intro cluster. Cluster. Now that should be working. Deny list. Allow list. Okay, that's what we want. Then is this gonna pick stuff up? Or does it need an inventory to go into? What if I increase the y-axis downward? Is this not an inventory? Oh, this is probably a filter. It probably does need an area to go into. Let me change that. These blocks do not last for very long, and they turn into Certus quartz instead of a Fluix blocks. Well, I don't know what I'm saying there. So I am going to need to make quite a few of these and just be resetting it as I go. I think that should now work. Oh, I need to give this my pickaxe back. Yeah, now we're collecting them. I will let this go for a little while, and I'll keep replacing the budding crystal blocks with what I've got in my inventory. And we'll have to make probably quite a few more using the Fluix blocks, but I don't think this will take too long to get however many we need to make a seed for our farm. While I'm waiting on all of that to happen with the crystals, I'm taking a look at what the fan peas are picking up here, and it's actually kind of crazy. We're getting a bunch of XP candy, all kinds of fossils, and I do want to hatch those fossils. Fall, foss. So I'm going to grab all of these, and I already set up a fossil machine in the base. So we just need to grab some leaves, or I guess we could probably just use our seeds and get this set up. Looks like this thing does take seeds. It takes quite a few of them to fill it up, but that'll work. All right, I've got it full now. The fun part about this is I don't actually remember what each of these fossils are going to make us. I think the armor fossil is going to make us Cranidos, and I do like Cranidos quite a bit, but let's do one that we don't already know what it is. Fossilized dino might make Aerodactyl, and I've already got an Aerodactyl. What is the fossilized bird then? And then cover fossil. Let's go with the cover fossil. I have no idea what this is going to make. Nor do I have any idea how long it's going to take, but I think it kind of grows in here like a weird scientifically created embryo. It's kind of exciting. I'll keep you guys updated on what that looks like. It's probably been about 10 minutes now, maybe a little bit longer, and we've got a stack and a half of these. We're gonna need like 140 some of them. So we're not far off, and I don't think it'll take too long. I'm gonna keep a few signs on the wall right here so I remember which ones I've actually done. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget. Now I can update this by right-clicking it. Yes, I can. And now we're doing the cover fossil. If I don't keep this sign, we'll end up doing the same fossil twice. Check that out. There is like a little embryo thing growing in there. That's awesome. While I was waiting, I decided to come up here and kind of start beautifying this area. I'm not sure I like what I've got going on, but I built a gazebo around the main crop area, and I'll kind of continue to make the area look a little nicer as well. I'll build a nice spot to look into these. I could probably even hide the generators underground and just leave the collection where it is. In fact, I might do that. And for these, I'll probably make like a nice little hutch that leans over these. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the fan pea farm yet, but I will clean that up. I have no idea how to tell if this is done other than this isn't blinking red anymore. So let's see what we got. Tortuga? What do you look like? I don't think I've ever heard of this Pokemon. Oh, it's a little sea turtle. All right. Water and ground. Let's try another one of those. Looks like it takes 2 stacks of seeds to fill this thing up. I'm going to try out the plume fossil next. Add that to our list. While I was building that, we did get enough Entro to build... Oh, wait. We need to turn these into Entro double blocks. Like that. And now we can make ourselves an Entro seed. And we'll never have to do that again. Which is super nice because that process seems like it'd be really hard to automate in the future. So I'm happy to do it with the seeds. Now we can add our Entro crystal. It could probably go on an edge slot. I don't think I'm going to need a huge amount of Entro in the long term, so we'll toss it there. Grab some of my building blocks back out of here. And I'm going to let that sit for a little bit and build up some more Entro crystals. That way we can start to use those and set up our wireless ME. I went ahead and got this area cleaned up and just a little beautified. I didn't want the farm sitting out just kind of on their own. So we got our nice gazebo, a little overhang for these crops, and I put in a sound muffler so I don't have to listen to these things get harvested on repeat. And these guys have been going crazy. I mean, I stepped away for a little while, but look at the candies we're getting out of this. That should be enough to get my whole party up to level 36. I've already used some of them on some of the Pokemon, but I mean, it kind of takes trading right out of it. And that's Monferno. Twin Club. Let's get you up to level 36 as well. Fun fact with Torterra, but in Cobblemon, you can give Torterra different types of saplings. You just take them, hand them to Torterra, change held item, and that will cause Torterra to consume them. Now, I didn't get it on recording, but I already gave Torterra a spruce sapling. If you look at the evolution options that Torterra has, there's one for each type of sapling that I've given to Torterra. We've got regular old Torterra, mangrove, spruce, dark oak, and the cherry. The cherry blossom one is like super nice looking, but I didn't know that there was a mangrove option, so I think that's what I'm going to go with because I've already used the cherry one in the past. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, it's like purplish gray. That's awesome. Cobblemon does have quite a few of these unique Cobblemon like evolution things. I think you can give Squirtle sunglasses. You can give Trico a little stick to chew on. There's a few other ones that I don't quite remember. I know there's a Gyarados data pack included with this that I don't have enabled, but you can get all different kinds of Gyarados as well. Really cool. Let's evolve all of our Sinnoh starters. I don't know if I commented on this, but we do actually have them all, which is really nice. Oop, Oh, I think I... Wait, did I cancel it? I did. Let's get that on camera, shall we? Oh, I did it again. I'm trying to pull out Prinblip as well. We'll do that. Evolve you. Get them both going. Or maybe not. Maybe Prinblip just wanted to watch. Oh, there we go. And now we have all 3 of the Sinnoh starters fully evolved. Now, can we evolve you? We can. We got a whole party of starters. Should probably change Braxton out for a different Pokemon. Maybe an electric type. Wow. I've never seen this Cobblemon before. It's a really nice design. So in between cuts here, we've also built up a ton of Entro Essence. So I'm going to turn all of this into Entro Crystals. And we can start working on our wireless ME setup now. First thing we're going to need for that is to sag mill this, but it doesn't look like it wants to let me sag mill it. That's all right, though. You can actually use the inscriber to crush it. It takes a little bit of time, but if that's the only way it's going to let me do it, then so be it. We can use these acceleration cards as well, and that'll speed it up like super fast. We've got our Entro dust, and the first thing that we're going to want to make after that is a reaction chamber. This is going to allow us to create Entro ingots. I'm pretty sure this thing is really easy to make. I just need to get some Fluix dust. Our Fluix seeds up here. Got that. We've got plenty. Now I'm pretty sure I've got everything I need. So let's make this matter condenser. Just need a furnace for that. And I know I've got some extra energy acceptors in the system from when I was first setting this up. And that's all we really should need is to make that. Then I'll need to grab some gold, half a stack of gold, and some lapis. And we just place this down and we can power this with our controller, I believe. Put the Entro in there, the gold, and the lapis. And this does need some water as well. I made a sink at some point, so we can just use that. Fill this up. I think we need 500 millibuckets, so grab one more. And oh, it already made it. Sounds good to me. Now we can start making a few other things. So we want to make the wireless controller connector, it's called. And that's going to require some extended frames. So I'm going to make probably all of my Entro into these for now. I should start up another one of these as dust. Then we need to make a crystal assembler. The only thing we're missing for that is a skystone tank. So, and then I think we can also power this using our controller. How much power are we using? Can I change this to FE? We're not actually using that much. Once we start using these wireless connectors though, then it's going to get pretty darn expensive. The connectors are pretty simple to make. We do need some dense cables, so I'm going to have to make those. Now we need wireless boosters. That's going to require some ender dust, so I'll have to smelt that down. And we should have everything for this as well. Let me get my ender dust smelted down. Got some ender dust here, and that should be plenty to let us make wireless boosters. So we need more of that. And I got a stack of those. That should be plenty for now. Do think I need some more of that. We're out of quartz dust, apparently. I can get more of that later, though. I don't think we'll need much more than 27. Now we need this. Fluix pearls. We just put all that in the system. Craft these up. 27 of those or 29 of those. And I did just put away my extended machine frame, so let's grab that. Is that everything that we're going to need? Wireless. I think it is. Put these in, these in, these in. Is it going to be shaped? No, it's not. I don't want to make too many of those. I'm going to keep these for now. Oh, it does make 2 per. That's great. We are also going to need this wireless setup kit, which we're going to need a singularity for. I did not know that. Okay, that's going to take us some time, for sure. Let me grab some more iron real quick. To make a singularity, I'm gonna need another matter condenser. And I'm gonna need to make a storage cell, which I was hoping to avoid doing, but we can do it real quick. I don't think it'll take us too long. How many can I make? 57? How big of a cell is that going to get us? Let's see, 16K maybe? Make that. Oh, I keep losing it because of my AE system. 16K. Make that. What did I run out of? Quartz glass. Let me grab some more quartz dust. So we should be able to make some more of this. I'm kind of worried about my glass situation. I'm probably running out of that. I did make as many 16Ks as I can, I think. I thought I saw I had more 4Ks in there, just one. And that'll allow me to make one 64K cell. That should be a much better way of doing this. I think I can just set this down right here. And the best way to go about this is we can take a water pipe and attach it to the sink. Grab our wrench. Then I also need to grab a pipe upgrade. See if we can't make a better one. The netherite ones, oh, those aren't bad. Stick that in there. And how do I condense it into matter balls? Condense it into singularities. Okay. I don't, oh, that's actually not too bad. We should be able to make that pretty quick. And while I've been gone, I bet this guy has grown up. Oh, that's so cool looking. So we got an Archon. That's another Pokemon I've never heard of. And I'm going to do the root fossil next. Got the tank filled up with seeds. And this root fossil, kind of fitting to use seeds for that. Add that to our list. And we'll see you soon. See, what does Archon look like? Oh, you're kind of cool looking. I wonder if it evolves and what it evolves into. Singularity is about halfway done. Yeah, this is no problem. Nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be. Almost there. I never knew you could use water to this, but I saw it in a YouTube video recently, and that was extremely useful information. How much power does that use? Oh. Did our power usage go down? Huh. Wait, I'm going to need that singularity, I think. Let's grab that real quick. How do we make the wireless? Need one of those. Need a calculation and 2 iron. That's super cheap. We are going to have to set up automation for the processors soon as well. So that should be everything we... Ooh. Whoa. What am I doing? Huh. Oh, this is my charged quartz. Like, why is it? I didn't know it just popped out like that. That's neat. Oh, here. Got lost. Put all of that in. Now we should get our linking tool. For now, I'm just going to place 4 of these right here on the top of this. Then we need to go place one of them somewhere up here. I'm not sure where. I've got like a little service thing down here. Might as well continue my service hallway right here and place it down here. I'm going to need to make some more dense cables. So let's use our sheep essence to produce as much wool as we can, which looks like is going to be a lot. Yeah, it's way more than we'll ever need. Then what else did I need? I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll remember though. I did, in fact, remember I need to use our dye essence to make some black dye for my cables, which there's a lot more recipes than I realized. Make a couple. Oh, that's more than a couple stacks. Okay. We will never need black dye again, I don't think. Then the cables should be super cheap to make. I don't know if I need to charge the wireless setup kit. It says click to bind. So we bound it to that. Now I need to, oh, let's see, where's my service hallway? I did extend this already. I'm going to place this right here, I think. And then let me just read the guide for this. Everything in Applied Energistics now has a guide. Sneak click to clear it. Okay. Click the two wires you want. Link them together. Okay. Connected to. So that, does that mean it's working? Does this need power? I'm not sure how this works. We'll just try it real quick. I'm going to hook up the storage bus here, connect that to a regular cable, and we'll go straight into the dense cable. Well, regular cables are cheaper and easier to craft, so I'll use those till we get over here. What's the best way to do this? Yeah, I'll have to move my service entrance, but that's okay. Just bring these over like so. We can connect to a dense cable. It says there's a channel used. Now I need to connect the chest over here. Another storage bus. I've got all my devices connected, or all the chests over here connected, and this now shows 3 out of 32 channels. I hope that means that it's connected to the ME system. Let's go check. Let's do like this. And yeah, that's working. That is way easy. How much power are we using on that? A lot. A significant amount. Okay. We are going to need a lot of energy if we want to use more of those. I am immediately going to use another one of them, though, to hook up the ores chest, so that's all accessible in the ME system. Let's see if that is showing. I guess I can just look up ore. It is not showing for some reason. No, it's not linked. I thought it was. We want to bind it to that and link to that, right? Now it should be working. There's our ore. Wow, that is amazing. And how much power did that use? Not too bad. I think I'm going to use one more real quick. I set the last one up right over here next to these oak chests that hold our mob farm drops. So we should have access to everything that drops in those. I do plan on moving the Inferium farm, so I'm not going to hook that up quite yet. I think I can take these generators out of here, though. With that, we have all of our farms that we've set up connected and able to be pulled from the ME system. I might have to mess with the priorities and the storage buses on what's allowed to be stored where, but I think it should be fine for now. I think if there are existing stacks available in these chests, the storage buses will prioritize them. So I'm not worried about stuff getting put in the wrong place. I could be wrong about that, though. One thing I probably should do is, particularly with this chest up here, is I should set it to be a lower priority. I don't want anything going in here that isn't being put in here already. So that'll be -1. Let's do the same with these over here, just in case. Now that everything is hooked up and we have access to all of our storages, we have the opportunity to do some pretty cool stuff. We can start doing a lot of automation using the resources that we've automated, and we can use Applied Energistics to facilitate all of that. One thing I want to do though is I want to clean up everything that I've got around my controller here. I don't want this to be cluttered. I do want to decorate this and make it look nicer. So I'm going to clean all of this stuff up and we can find another place to put it later. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but I went ahead and cleaned up the area around the ME system. I got the cables showing through the back here and some trapdoors to access all these chests just in case I need to. I moved the terminals over here. I need to remember how to actually like cover these cables up. There is a way to do it with like facades, I think they're called. Or at least that's what they used to be called. They are not called that anymore. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I know you can do it, just don't know how yet. Now I can kind of start automating everything. I'm probably gonna use way too many of these wireless connectors, but that's okay. We can always set up more power if we need to. I'm pretty sure I have way too much power up there, and I've got plenty of the emerald generators sitting in the chest right here. Well, I got 8 of them anyways. But we'll figure that out when the time comes. Right now we're using 3.39, and we are producing, I think, like 8,000 something with the emerald generators that we got hooked up to this thing. The first thing that I want to set up is kind of like some general use machines over in this area right here. I guess I can make this corner my workshop since I'm kind of stuck with this here. I tried moving this chest with some cardboard boxes and it was not having it, so this is where this stays. The first thing that I'm going to set up is my rainbow furnaces. I've got a dimensional chest to the blaze rods set up here. And I need to set these to input from the bottom, like so. And I do actually need to set the top to input output. And these should both be set to auto on, input, output. Did I do all of them? Not sure. Yep. Looks like I got them all. Now, I want to just prepare for the future, so I'm going to put pattern providers on top of these, except for the one. I'm going to just put a chest there so that I can manually use it to smelt stuff when I need to. Should work great. The next thing I want to set up here is I need to put the generator down, but I also need to be able to access the bottom of the generator. I guess I can just slap the generator right here, and it can get power and send it from below. Which means I need to hide this. Huh. Let me move that over. Put the pipe right here. Generator. No, dimensional storage first. Set that up with a... Can I reach it? I can. Upgrade. Put that there. And now I should be able to access the bottom of all of that. Now I'm going to want some of my machines. I don't really need the... Well, I could need the alloy smelters. Those could be needed. I'm going to do alloy smelter, 2 sag mills, leaving room for another alloy smelter if I ever need it. I want to put pattern providers on top of these. And let's configure these to push-pull. And to push-pull. Wait. Like so. Then we need to run some power down to these. I am kind of cutting it close here with the wall. This leads right into the tunnel. But again, I'm going to add a ceiling down here that should cover all of that up. So I'm not worried about that. These now have power going to them. Now we need to set up the AE2 stuff, but I want to automate all of that and have it ready to go. And the inscribers can kind of be a pain in the butt to automate. So I'm going to have to figure out which way they need to be placed. So let's do that really quickly. I don't think I need to set up auto crafting for the inscribers. I'm just going to use export buses and this thing called a level emitter. At least I hope the level emitter works the way I think it does. Emitter. Let's see. Wait, isn't there... I think there's a kind of export bus that will do what I want it to do without... So the threshold, precise, mod, stock. It might be the threshold. Let's see. Oop. See if this does what I want it to do. ME threshold export bus works when the quantity of an item that is stored in the ME network is above or below the threshold. The threshold of copper is set to 128, so it exports copper when the copper stored in the network is over 128. Threshold is the same as above, but the mode is set to below. Yeah, this is what I need. This is exactly what I need. Oh, and it's just a level emitter, and we don't actually have any logic processors at the moment. I use them all. So we're going to have to make a few of those real quick. And I'm just going to set up the power real simple like this with an energy acceptor. So that should work. Or wait, no, the energy acceptor needs to touch the inscriber. Let's see, what's the easy way to do this? That should probably work. Kind of dirty, but totally works. I'm just doing it manually right now, but making a few of these. My exporting appears to work, so that's good. I don't remember how many of these we need. I don't think we need too many. I'm going to make a few, and then we can get our fancy-pantsy export buses and test those out to see if they work. I'm actually going to need, I think, 7 of these. I'm going to make 3 more regular export buses. In fact, I'm just going to make some extras. And then I need to make some level emitters, which are really easy. 7 of those. Then, one was it? The threshold. So we can make 7. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 of those. Then I need another one of my wireless connectors. Wireless. I don't know. Oh, they're right here. We're going to hook up the area over here to this one. Where should I put it? I guess I'll put it right here. I don't think these will use up channels. Oh, I cleared it. I keep thinking it's shift right click. Usually it would be right click to connect and then shift right click to connect again, but I don't know. Yeah, these don't use up channels, so that works well. I think I can import to the top of these. I just need to grab some cables. Cable 8. Need to make more of those as well. Set up our threshold thingy-madiggies. Like so. Now, I want this to be... I'm going to need to grab one of each. Huh. I'll figure out the actual thresholds later, but we need to grab the items that we want to export. So we have diamonds. Oops. Diamond. Silicon. How do I use this? Then I need quartz. And that should be all I need for now. So set this to... Wait, that is... Where'd they go? I'm fumbling. I know what I'm doing, I swear. So we need to... This one is going to be calculation, which is quartz. Set that there. And we need... Is that actually gonna... Well, I don't know if that's gonna work. This one is silicon, so we can set that one to silicon. Oh, wait. How do I set what I want it to export? I guess it's just whatever's in there. This one is logic, so that's going to be gold. Then this one is diamonds, right? Yeah. It is working, but I'm starting to doubt that this is going to work for what I want it to. I want these to shut off when I have a certain number of the printed chips, but I can't set it to do that, so I'm probably going to have to use level emitters and redstone cards. It's a good idea, though. We might be able to use those in the future. Let's grab just our regular export buses and hook these up instead. Then I need to make some more level emitters and some redstone cards. Sure. 3, 4. Running out of inventory space. Redstone card. Need to make a few of these. 3, 4. Oh, we had a redstone? Is that what I saw? Oh, redstone torches. Okay. Oh man, my inventory is complete chaos. I've got all of these set up to level emit or to emit a redstone signal when we reach the number that I've supplied to the level emitter. So now I need to set these up to do the thingy with these thingies. Yes, I know I'm very good at English. These are engineering, so that's going to be what? Diamond, right? Yeah. Diamond goes in here. Make sure that's working. It is. Gold goes in here. Silicon here, and quartz in here. Now I need to put the redstone cards in. We want to say active without signal. Where are the redstone cards? Active without signal. Active without signal, and active without signal. Those are just going to print into here for good. Wow, is my inventory a mess? Leave that like so. Oh, we need to provide this one with its pattern. Otherwise, that is just going to make dust. And we don't want that. Now I need to set up the more complex ones. And I need to get a storage bus on this as well. Do I have my storage buses on me? I do not. Sometimes I amuse myself with how janky I can get. I've got 3 hoppers going into a pipe, and that pipe is outputting into here. I also set up the storage bus, so that'll only store the things that we're making over here, and we won't get extra stuff in it. Just to be safe. Now I need to set up the final exports. I lost my level emitters, though. There they are. I am one... oh, that's right. We were short a press. Or a circuit, that is. So let's set that one up first. So we're just going to set this up to pull out redstone, calculated and printed, redstone engineering and printed, and then redstone logic and printed. And this will make the 3 circuits that we need. Shiny Baneri spawned. I don't even know if I know what Baneri looks like. Oh, you're right here. Let's catch you. See, I hope I have my quick balls. We're not far from home. If I don't, there they are. It is level 19, so we might struggle to do damage without taking it out. Please, quick ball. Nice. Another shiny to the collection. We'll need to make a few more acceleration cards for this, but it appears to be working well. I just need to set up the thresholds for it now. Let's grab 1 of each. And then I also need to go make another level emitter with one of these, I believe. So I don't actually have to take them out of the chest. Now I can just use them. They're in the system. Level emitter. Grab that. This one was calculation. So we want to stop when we've got, I don't know, let's just say 10, 24 of these. Probably too many, but 10, 24. The engineering. And 1024 of the logic. Probably way too many, but hey, why not? We need to put the redstone cards in here. Oh, no, 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 no. In here. Without signal, and without signal. All right. That should pretty much be everything automated. Oops. Okay, that didn't change. Yeah. That was not too bad. And now we've got infinite of the basic supplies for Applied Energistics. I think I want to move this just to make it less ugly and fit in a more compact area. So let's move it right here. Connect this up. Then I need to relink it probably with this tool to you. Now we're looking great. That's pretty compact too. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, with this current setup, there's going to be a bottleneck on the silicon, especially because I don't have any silicon. Why isn't this one working? Are we out of gold too? Surely not. Well, probably. Probably just have it all in gold blocks. I did actually make a gold seed. I knew I was going to need a ton of gold, so went ahead and did that. Let's get ourselves a bunch more gold. We can do the same with silicon. Oh, you know what? I bet our fossil guy is done now too. Wow, the essence gets you so much silicon. 8 per 3 is crazy. I'm going to need a lot of this. I need to empty out my inventory as well. There's just too much going on in here. Anyways, the silicon is going to be a bit of a bottleneck here, but once we stabilize and we meet all of our thresholds, it'll kind of self-stabilize its way. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I'm going to move this a little OCD, keep it in a 3 by whatever area. Oh, it's already set. Need to set that to pull though. Yeah. Again, that just looks great. Okay. What do we need to do next? This next one is gonna be a bit of a doozy, I think. I'm gonna tear this down for a second. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. The next thing that I want to automate is the EV production potions. So like stuff like calcium. These potions that'll increase the EVs of Pokemon. It's extremely overpowered to get these set up. It'll help us beat trainers like way faster. And that's kind of what I've been waiting for to start steamrolling the BDSP campaign. The first thing we need to make for that is PP up though, which is just a hilarious name, but it is what it is. PP up. Let's see, what's it called? Calcium. PP up. Yeah, that's what it's called. Oh no, we need to do medicinal leaks. We don't actually have medicinal leaks automated yet. So I need to figure out how to do that. And these grow in water. That shouldn't be too hard to set up if it works the way I think it does. Let me grab medicinal leak and a couple buckets of water. Where are they? I've lost my buckets. At some point, I do want to set up the aquarium that I talked about too. I keep thinking about it in the back of my head, but oh no, I moved my sink. I've lost everything. We'll go put this over by the machines. Right here is fine. I think I can fit a couple medicinal leaks in here. I can put one right here. That'll work. I can put one right here. Oh, whoops. And here as well. It's not going to be quite as many as we have. Because you'll see with these, there's 6 of these. And then there's 8 of these. So the medicinal leaks are going to be our bottleneck. But with how fast this thing is, I don't think it matters too much. Get rid of that. Step 1 is going to be to make a crap ton of export buses. So, and I don't even need to level limit these. These are the only things that I'm going to use these, all these berries and what you call it for. So we're going to go crazy on production, and I'm not really going to care about the consequences of making too many of these. I need to remember which side of the brewing stands which items can get put into. I'm pretty sure the top is one of the sides. So let's set that up. And I'm pretty sure the side is another. Just need to remember which is which. I decided to use pipes instead, and then I can just export into these chests. There's no point using a bunch of channels and giving myself a headache over that if I can just do this instead. So let's test these to see where it's putting these. So it is, the side is the blaze powder, which is good. Is the top the leeks? The top is the leeks. And then I'm presuming either the bottom or the other side is going to be the water bottles. And I got to figure out a way to automate the water bottles real quick. So let's look at that. Water bottle. What is the easiest way to... Oh, that's super easy. We just need automated glass is going to be another thing that I got to worry about. So let's figure out a quick way to make glass. And the answer is going to be grinding of sand and gravel, right? It's just the easiest way to do it. So sand. Nope, not smooth sandstone. Just regular old sand. I don't have dirt essence, but I could make a dirt seed and make my life a lot easier because I do already have fire essence. And you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to make a dirt seed real quick and we can add that to the farm. And I can just craft glass instead of having to... Wait a minute. I've done something wrong. There we go. And we can just craft the glass with the essences that we already have and not have to worry about making a bunch of gravel and flint and all that too. A simple way to deal with that crafting that won't involve AE2 crafting is these crafters from the RF Tools mod. They are good for crafting like single recipe deals. Oops, I need a few more of these. Anyways, they are good for crafting single recipes and just getting items inputted. They come in 3 tiers and they're really simple. You can just input items from the AE system into them and you don't have to fuss about setting up patterns and all that, especially if you're just mass crafting them and don't care about quantity. So I just crafted up the tier 3s just because they're easier to deal with. Or not easier to deal with, but they don't cost anything, I should say. We're going to need dirt essence. We've only got 6 of so far, but that's okay. And fire essence. The dirt essence might actually be a little slower than we like. I think I accidentally picked up my intro seeds while I was over there. And because we're making sand that we want to turn into glass, I can just take my rainbow furnace here and set this thing to auto output. I want to set this to remember current items. If we take this out, the only thing that can go in this is the resources that we want it to actually use. So now I need to set up from this wireless connector. Let's just do a red pipe out, cable out the back over here. And we have about, let's see, that's using, why is that not using any channels? The level emitters not use channels? Huh. Whoops. Oh, see, these are coming on now too. Yeah, they don't. Nice. So we're only actually using 7 channels over here. Now I just need to set this up to output dirt and fire essence into here. And I need to make the recipe, which is this and this and that. And, oh, we need to select the recipe slot first. That's right. We need to apply that. Oh, and this thing needs power, apparently. Perfect. There's a power node right here. It's like I planned it. Where are my power pipes, though? Oh, wait, this one actually is outputting a lot faster. So in case that matters. Ah, I gotta move that. And we're already crafting what we need. We've got 64 sand down here. The dirt situation might actually be a problem. I'm going to move the dirt essence seeds into a better slot because I put those on the outside for now. Oh, we lost that. I don't know how I got the intro seeds. It's weird. Let's put it right there. And that'll get us more dirt essence. Then we just need to set this to output. Let's see. How do I configure this to output? Manual GUI, no. How do I do? Oh, I just needed to set this to input and it was ready to go. So now I need to store the glass in another crafter actually. So I'm just going to put another crafter right in front here. And we'll pull the glass out like so. It's kind of jank. Everything I do is jank, but if it works, who cares? Set this to output. It can go into here. And then I just need to bring in on the ME system. I bring another cable down like so. Need to bring in water essence. I'm going to attempt to do both the recipe for water bottles in here. Gotta select this. And then as well as, I don't remember my fields. Take that. I want to do the recipe for bottles of water in here as well. And I didn't plan this well because I put this on the wrong side. But let's put it over here like so. And we can put our export bus. Have that pull water essence in. And then we can pull power from over here. And okay, so the problem is going to be storing the water bottles, I think, but it should work. Should. Should is always the key word, am I right? Let me figure out now which side we need to put the water bottles into the brewing stands. Part of me thinks that it's the bottom. Part of me thinks that it's the side. I don't know. I'll just try both real quick. Looks like it is the side. And I think that means I can recycle this pipe right here. Make it a little cleaner. And then the output should come from the bottom. Nice. I think that's going to work well. The only thing I'm worried about is our glass production, but that doesn't really seem to be a problem given the amount we have in here. So why isn't... Oh, I see. We didn't make this recipe. Now we should be able to. Question becomes, is it going... So how would it craft a water bottle now? Remember current items, internal... We can set the water bottle here, and water bottle here. If I hit remember, is it going to remember these now as well? It is. That's perfect. Okay. Now I've got this exporting blaze rods into here. So that should fill us up with blaze rods. I don't have enough in the ME system, but we can set that up in a bit. And then the only thing I need to do is set up an export bus to put the revival herbs, or whatever they're called, into here. Let me make sure I definitely use the threshold one somewhere. Yeah, I want to do that. In fact, let me just put these away. And I need to grab you. Like so. Plug you back in. And I should set this to round robin. I want to set these to their own individual potion brewers, so I came up with this janky little S thing that comes out of the bottom and places the medicinal brews into here. Now, why aren't you exporting? Because you're set to. This one worked, but the rest aren't working. That could be, oh, because the bottles are supposed to go on the side. Well, that's slightly less offensive to the eyes. Now, this is the part where I need to fill all of these with Vivichoke. So I should be able to do that by placing a line over here. Like that. Then I should be able to supply these. Wait, delete. So this needs to be the blaze powder. Where am I getting the blaze powder from? Oh, did I run out? I could probably set up an auto crafter for this at some point in the future, but for now I'm just going to manually craft a bunch of blaze powder. I think this should actually work. So this pipe is coming in and going into the side of these. Oh wait, but it's also connected to the water bottles, which we don't want. So that will not work. Never mind. We'll have to route a pipe all the way over here. Just connecting this and this and this. And that can input into here. And I want to set this to round robin. These should all now have blaze powder. Very good, very good. I'm starting to feel like this setup is one of those, if it works, don't fix it kind of things. I want to say that I am a very old school modded Minecraft player. I think the last pack that I put a lot of serious effort into was like FTB Unleashed and maybe some of the Skyblock series. I'm not super my cats got angry. I'm not super familiar with a lot of like the new age tech that you young kids have been so privileged to get. Yeah, again, just always dating myself. But back in my day, all we had was pipes and we piped everything. And that's what I'm doing here today. And it might be ugly, but it works. And I'll probably come up with some kind of facade to put over this to just hide everything except for the front end. But we'll see. I don't actually mind the look of industrialization that this has. So these are now getting Vivichokes and making PP ups. I want to keep these all on their own individual line because I've done a similar setup to this before. And I ended up having issues where certain potions had priority because all of the stuff was being exported on the same line and it wasn't finishing at the same time due to like tick speed or something. I don't know what it was. So I'm just going to make sure that one line of potions is exported. And that's why I'm taking a lot of time to separate all these. This next one is going to suck though. Oh man, I did not think about that. I should have moved these one over to the left, but we're in too deep now. I have discovered a problem. This is getting water bottles, and it shouldn't be getting water bottles. I know why, and it's because I didn't filter any of the outputs, so I have to do that real quick. Let's ignore the piles of water on the ground and pretend like that never happened. Everything is set up now, except for the export buses that'll put the final berries in there. I just need to grab one of each of the berries. Berry. Please sort by quantity and descending. One of those, 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 and one of those. So now I can do tomat, Elpsy, Repa, undo, Omeg, and Qualit. Oh, but the output. How do I do the output? I'm just going to have to let my hoppers fill up. I think that's my only solution. And I think we did get some PP up. I'll just leave that in there in case I ever decide. Oh, the blaze. I'm like, how are you still getting blaze powder? Yeah. So if anybody's wondering why I didn't use the potion brewer from Industrial Foregoing, wait, they fixed it. The last time I played this, the potion brewer didn't work. Oh, but it said, wait, hang on. Yeah, it says that it can make it now. Okay, in my defense, last time I played this pack, it was in like 0.08 version of the pack. They didn't have it set up that you could use the potion, but you know what? This doesn't take any power. This is like super efficient. And somehow it works. Don't ask me how. I have no idea. But it does. And I'm happy about it. I do need to take one of each of these and set them in the storage bus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which one are we missing? No, we have. Wait, what? Which one of you guys isn't working? Are you not working? One of these isn't set to output or something. I'm confused. I'm not very smart. I'm using hoppers, and I shouldn't be using hoppers. Because when I use the hoppers, it pulls out the PP up, and we don't want that. All right, I've got all of my filters for all of my outputs set, and now I'm like 99% sure this is going to work. I do want to put a stack upgrade in it, though. So we're going to get a lot of these. Diamond is probably fine for this. And then the one we were missing was iron. I can put that in here. And I think we're good to hook up the storage bus now. There you have it. The jankiest but totally functional, doesn't cause any problems. I definitely solved all the problems. Way to get infinite IV potions for your Pokemon. You've seen it here, folks. I hope nobody ever copies this design. I hope you use the brewing stands from Industrial Foregoing because they are significantly better than what I've done. They just require a little bit of power. So yeah, that works. This thing took way longer than I thought it was going to, and I think that's probably all we're going to have time for today. Although I say that, before we go, I want to do one more thing super duper quick, and that is check out what Pokemon we got over here. I don't know what kind it is, but I'm going to put it in a net ball for funsies. Oh, wait, that thing kind of looked cool. I didn't look at it in the tube for very long. Where is our PC on a stick? Oh, this thing. I don't remember what game this thing's from, but I do remember this thing, and I know I've seen it somewhere. So, another fossil Pokemon down the drain. We'll keep doing those in the next episode. But, as I said, we are out of time for today. I hope you enjoyed me fumbling around with pipes and doing things the wrong way. I appreciate you watching if you made it this far, and have a good day.